Good evening. We are bringing you commentary of Burnley against Fleetwood today in the FA Cup fifth round tie. I'm Russ Vernon and I'll be guiding you through all of the action which is taking place at Turf Moor this evening. I can see the fans are there. Some seats are wet as it looks like it's been raining in Lancashire the part of today. The teams are almost ready to come out of the tunnel as we see some Fleetwood fans there just enjoying some pies, one looking on his phone ahead of kick-off. Should be a good one. The players will be out of the tunnel very, very shortly as we just see Fleetwood manager Scott Brown just pictured a few moments ago speaking to the media, and some good words said there. I was reading in the programme notes from Alan Pace earlier on today as well, and he says there their main focus is on this game tonight and progression into the quarter-finals. It'll be, if Burnley do make it that far, it'll be the first time in 20 years since they got into the quarter-finals of the FA Cup. They won it once, beating Liverpool 1-0 back in 1913-14 when Bert Freeman scored the only goal of the game on that occasion. Burnley have been eliminated in their last 6 FA Cup fifth round ties. Last reached the quarter-finals in the 2002-2003 season when they beat Fulham in round 5 that season. This is how Burnley got to the competition. They joined in the third round and they beat Bournemouth by 4-2 at the Vitality Stadium. Manuel Benson and Anas Zaore with a brace. Then took on Ipswich Town in round 4 and drew 0-0 at Portman Road before winning 2-1 at the Turf, as Burnley fans call the ground, the Turf, known as Turf Moor. And in the fourth round replay, Ipswich Town lost 2-1 at the Turf. Nathan Teller with the goals in that one. As for Fleetwood, they started in round 1, beating Oxford City by 3-1. Warrington and Lane with a brace for the Cod Army. Then they played Ebbsfleet in round 2 and won 1-0 away from home. Garner with the goal there. Inciala and Amocha scored in a 2-1 home win against QPR in round 3 before they drew 1-1 at Hillsborough against Sheffield Wednesday through Amocha, and then beating Sheffield Wednesday 1-0 at Highbury thanks to Mendes Gomez scoring. They've never won the FA Cup in their history. It could be their first ever quarter-final should they progress. His first ever appearance in the fifth round, each of the last 7 teams reaching the fifth round for the first time and being knocked out at this stage. Quickly would buck that trend. Wycombe Wanderers were the last team to such reach the quarter-finals in 2000-2001. The goal scorers for Burnley this season in the FA Cup, they've got 3 players who have all scored a brace. Manuel Benson, Anas Zaore, and Nathan Teller. Manuel Benson is out this evening. Fleetwood have had 6 different goal scorers in this season's FA Cup, with Thomas Marshall, their leading goal scorer in the FA Cup, with 2 goals. Other scorers include Lewis Washington, Patrick Lane, who's now left the club to join Portsmouth, Jared Garner, Aristot Enciala, and Carlos Mendes Gomez as well. Fleetwood's top scorer this season is Carlos Mendes Gomez with 7 goals. Nathan Teller is the Claret's top scorer with just 14 goals to his name this season. We'll just have a look at the two sides in a moment or so for you, with Burnley making a few changes from their last time out. I'll tell you who's remained from last time out, which I think he'd probably be better doing that. Only Jordan Bayer, Josh Cullen, Josh Brownhill, and Anas Zaore keep their places from the victory over Huddersfield Town. So the Clarets will line up with Bailey Peacock Farrell in goal, Vitino, Amin Akdal, Jordan Bayer and Charlie Taylor, Josh Cullen, Josh Brownhill, Scott Twine, Anas Zaore, Lyle Foster and Michael Obafemi. The bench is Anat Muric, Conor Roberts, Stan Sasse, Samuel Bastian, Dorko Cherlinov, Jornberg Goodmanson, Nathan Teller, Alol Divasoglu, and Ashley Barnes. As for Fleetwood, they made a few changes as well. I'll run you through their team. Now it's Jay Lynch between the sticks, Danny Andrew, Josh Feather the captain, Scott Robertson, Lewis Warrington, Alison Allgate, Keane Hayes, Aristot Enciala, also known as Toto Enciala, Sean Rooney, Orvin McAdam, and Josh Hill. The bench is Rio Craig, Donnell Johnson, Phoenix Patterson, Daniel Batty, Carlos Mendes Gomez, William Johnson, Max McMillan, Brendan Sopong Weirdu, and Michael Lane is the two lineups for today. I'll run you through those again in a few moments' time, just to tell you the match officials for today. As I know some people would like to know that. Just one thing to tell you about the match officials. No three-letter word and no going to the pitch side monitor this evening. VAR, as we are at a championship ground. Is that's where the division Burnley play in. So is Dean Wirestone the match referee? As we see the Burnley players, well, Burnley mascots in the tunnel waiting for the players to come and join them. And a kick-off should be around about 3 minutes time, as still fans are flooding into the stadium. There's the Fleetwood fans flooding into their seats inside Turf Moor. So the referees Dean Whitestone, assisted by Matthew Jones and Craig Taylor. Matthew Donoghue is the fourth official. Vincent Kompany and Scott Brown both know a thing about winning trophies. They won some in their playing career. Vincent Kompany's last trophy in his playing career in English football was the FA Cup, was the Premier League, should I say, with Manchester City when Sergio Aguero scored that wonder goal, and he scored a fantastic goal on the way as well. In that one, Vincent Kompany's a fantastic manager. Done wonders with Burnley. They've made a wholesale changes due to players leaving in the summer. Like James Tarkowski, Dwight McNeil, amongst others. But Vincent Kompany has done a remarkably tremendous job guiding Burnley to top of the championship table. There's Craig Bellamy, one of the coaching team under Vincent Kompany. As we just look at tell you about the championship table, Burnley sit top on 76 points. Sheffield United sit second on 64 points. Sheffield United take on Tottenham this evening. Find out how they go on a bit later on over on the main commentary channel with Nicholas and Paul talking you through the Manchester United game this evening. As we almost ready to go, then we're just waiting the two teams to emerge from the tunnel at Turf Moor towards the Barnfield construction stand, which is just to the corner where it is of that stand. As here come the two teams now, led out by Dean Whitestone as he fetches out the teams here this evening at Turf Moor. Should be what is going to be, I would say, a fascinating game. It's a Lancashire derby. I know one person that will be hoping to get be able to do this one for us is JB, but he's unable to do this for us this evening. He would have loved to have commentated on his beloved Clarets in the FA Cup 5th round against their Lancashire rivals. As we watch this game get underway there. Away to my right hand side is the cricket field stand. And away to my left is the Jimmy McElroy stand. We're sitting from that far side. Let's run you through the teams again. Starting with Burnley's Pico Fowl in goal. Vitinho, Aldical, Bayer and Taylor at the back. Cullen and Brownell in midfield. Then it's Twines, Owen, Obafemi behind Lyle Foster in attack. Obafemi on the right. So Owen on the left, Twine in the number 10. Benches Murich, Goodmanson, Barnes, Roberts, Taylor, Bastian, Cherninov, Diskoglu, and Sassy is on the bench for the Clarets, managed by Vincent Company. As for Fleetwood is 3-4, 3-5-2 for them is Lynch in goal, Olge and Cial and Earl at the back, Rooney, Vella, Warrington, Robertson, and Andrew in midfield, McAdam and Ayres in attack. The bench of Cragg, Rudu, Donnell Johnson, Mendes Gomez, Patterson, Batty, McMillan, Lane, and William Johnson. Will be all set to go then in a minute or so. I'd imagine, like they did in the matches last night, we'll be doing a minute's applause for John Motson, the legendary football commentator who sadly passed away. Rest in peace to John. He passed away at the age of 77. There is Scott Brown. So now the touchline as we're going to get ready to take a minute's applause in for the legend that is John Motson. He was a tremendous broadcaster and commentated on a number of FA Cups, World Cups, amongst others. As we just get ready for this, as we now take a minute's applause in to remember the legend John Motson. And when you clap for a minute, it's always a long time, and it was well respected there for John Motson. Rest in peace, Motty. And now will be the Clarets kicking from left to right in this first half. They'll be attacking towards the cricket field stand in this first period. Defending the Jimmy McElroy stand, and it's the class that gets off and underway, and the ball is played over towards our left-hand side. Just runs out of play for a throw-in as the ball up towards the far side there, where Anas Zaori was trying to go an end of with Lau Foster. There's another throw-in there for Fleetwood. It's cleared away, and now Burnley will try and get on the attackers. Toto Inciala gets the ball back there to Lynch, who clears up towards halfway. Chester down well there by Aldical, and he's now back with Peacock Fowl with former Leeds United shot stopper. Now on to Charlie Taylor, into Jordan Bayer, who will look to come forward. Early on then, about almost a minute gone, and it remains Burnley nil. Fleetwood Town, if you just joined us here on the commentary hub, 2 everyone on the commentary hub, we'll be able to, and all our other partner channels, you'll be able to hear the commentary of Manchester United and Fleetwood. Russ Vernon, your man in this box, bringing your Fleetwood strip to Lancashire rivals Burnley, as is Vitinho for the Championship leaders. Down the line he goes to Michael Obafemi, who does well to hold up the play. Back into Vitinho. Inside it goes, and well worked. Brownell. All right to Vitinho. Back in now to Cullen. Wonderful play. Aldical will roll it into the path of Jordan Bayer. Now Charlie Taylor. Cullen. Wonderful touch from Josh Cullen there. Back into Charlie Taylor. How wide it goes then. And Burnley will just try and keep the ball moving, which they are doing, and just trying to work an opening. As Josh Cullen and Brown trying to find space. Here's Taylor. Down the line looking for Anis Oreo. Goes down under the challenge there of Sean Rooney. And wins a free kick, does Anis Oreo there. 2 minutes gone in a free kick and a free kick, a promising crossing position for Burnley. Anis Oreo tried to stay on his feet, but couldn't after the foul there by Sean Rooney. No relation, I'm told, to Wayne, who's managing in the MLS with DC United. Scott Twine will stand over this free kick. Plays up from the back for Burnley. Josh Brown also over this. It'll be the foot of Scott Twine. It was a penalty and just headed just wide from Al Dickal, and Burnley went close there early on from a promising free kick, but they couldn't take advantage. There, the Fleetwood fans are still coming in. Fleetwood have packed their crowd out there. It looks like, or near enough packed their crowd out, as their goalkeeper Lynch slips as he clears the ball away. Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0, 3.5 minutes gone. As Vitinha rolls it across to Ben. Now in to Charlie Taylor, who knocks down out to Zaore. Back into Bayer, who will keep the ball moving for the Clarets. Can Burnley get something from the Skimmers? But Fleetwood have won the ball back, and there's Robertson on to Arvin McAdam, who have been told is a Burnley supporter, and McAdam just pushes his man down there, Vitinha, and Burnley get a free kick. And Burnley want to go on with it quickly, and they have gone with it quickly. Now Charlie Taylor's on that far side, in front of the touchline there, which is the Bob Lord standing. This we're wearing, so in front of the James Hargreaves stand. And now, yeah, they come. Wonderful bit of play. Charlie Taylor can't get the ball forward, and Burnley will try and break away here. It remains 0-0. And this game so far has been a fantastic watch. It's 4.5 minutes old, but Burnley have looked really good so far and trying to get on the front foot as we watch here. It's Burnley 0, Fleetwood Town 0 in the MSFA Cup as we watch on. Hope to bring you some goals this evening. We just had the one game last night. We've got a choice of listening right now. As kick-off in the West Ham Man United game, or Man United West Ham game, is in 15 minutes time. What can Burnley do? Yes, they will try and get the ball forward from the back. As is Aldi Carl into the path of Bayer. He's out of the centre circle. Over halfway now. Still getting unchallenged. So he moves the ball out wide to Charlie Taylor as the Fleetwood man came towards him. There's the ball inside to Lyle Foster. He goes back to Jordan Bayer. And another touch now for Peacock foul play. There's a third choice centre back there in that bit of play. Is the ball over the top looking for Anis. Always over it there from Jordan Bayer. And that was a poor one from the Burnley centre half. Remains Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0. If you're just tuning into us, as there's Craig Bellamy just coming out to box some instructions. So just speaking a bit with Vincent Company. Two good players in their day. As we see this game unfold. I wonder what will happen as the ball is played out wide to this right hand side, and Vitinha. Good bit of play from Burnley as they just keeping the ball there, looking like to be the dominant force so far. No goals as yet though. 7 minutes gone. Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0. There's a few other games if you want to find out what their scores are. Head over to hear Paul and Nicholas tell you about those as we see ball back for Toto and Seal, and oh my word, almost an own goal from the Fleetwood defender there, but Jay Lynch just recovered well to get back and stop the centre back Toto Enciala from putting it into his own net. Almost a calamity from Fleetwood and Toto Enciala, but oh my word, Fleetwood are living dangerously. And now Burnley will come again. Scott Twine trying to start Ore. He's got Taylor inside of him. And it's already close to the field. Plays into the edge of the box. Plays for Michael Obafemi. Out wide now is Vitinha. Vitinha back to Anasori. Ball clipped in. Cleared away. Can Fleetwood try and break now? Oliver McAdam, the Burnley fan, does well. But then gives the ball away. And then Burnley will come again. It's Vitinha. Crossing field. McAdam putting under pressure. And Bayer gets the ball back to Bailey Peacock Farrell. And when we get a chance to have a look at that poor back pass from Enciala, I'll tell you a bit more about it. But it was a poor back pass a few moments ago, which almost caught out the goalkeeper, who I think was having a drink, and he just recovered in time to get the ball and clear to it from crossing the line. As Burnley will just nod the ball around well. Here is number 28. I mean, Alec Dakil. Wonderful ball down the line and looking for Josh Brownhill. He's over there from Josh Cullen. It'll be a goal kick to Fleetwood, but they've had a massive let off here. And we're just looking at this now. Is a he had Lyle Foster behind him. He played it back. God knows what the goalkeeper was doing originally. I think he came to make an option from to knock it back, which is away from the centre of the goal. And so I didn't see that. I went back towards the centre of the goal, thinking his goalkeeper there, and his goalkeeper, Lynch, had to run back across and just managed to get the ball away. Is Vitinha now for the Claris. Almost 10 minutes gone then here on TC Up 2. Country Up 2 is the place to be for Burnley against Fleetwood. If you're tuned in and you want to leave a comment, feel free to do so. And you can also tweet us as well. Commentary Live 1 to tweet us. Put the hashtag BURFLE if it's for Burnley game. As is balling towards Michael Obafemi and is shepherded out well there by the Fleetwood back three to win a goal kick. BURFLE if you want to be for this game. If you want it to be the Man United game, put MUNWHU all on the same hashtag after each other those. And so then we know which game you're referring to. And we'll try and read some of those out for you. And we'll try and get the other game to read some out for you as well. As is John and Bale who's going to keep the ball moving. If you want to leave a comment in the live YouTube chat as well, feel free to do so. Leave your predictions for this game as the ball up towards Michael Obafemi. Is dealt with brilliantly there by Enciala this time, and he almost puts his defensive partner under a bit of pressure there. And Fleetwood managed to clear well, and it's down the line as Oliver McAdam does well to hold up the play. Just keeps the ball in and still going. Manages to hold off his man there, which is Al Dikal. And Robertson now has it. Ball in towards the penalty area, cleared towards the edge of the penalty area now. Comes to Danny Andrew. And now here's the number 16, Lewis Warrington. Andrew again. Low ball in. Cleared away by Dakill. Dakill now across. And Jordan Bayer just plays it into midfield to Cullen. No, it was Twan that time. And now on to Charlie Taylor. Back into Bayer. And now Josh Cullen. And Burnley will get the ball out wide. Looking for Anis Oribis. Headed up and away by Fleetwood. As they will try and defend with their lives. Now their lives depend on it as well. As here's comes Burnley to keep hold of possession. And we'll try and keep the move alive in this game as we keep you up to date just on this game. There's some FA Cup game, some Premier League games going off as well, which will keep you up to date, try and keep you up to date with as well. As here is Vitinha to Brownell, the Clarence captain. Vitinha again goes in field, and Burnley just lose out, and that's a poor bit of play there from the Clarets, from Lau Foster. Now the Clarets can try and break, but Lau Foster does well to get back and intercepting. He saw that it was his mistake, which almost led them down, so did the right thing and tracking all the way back to recover well there. Burnley nil, Fleetwood nil, as Al DiCarlo play the ball to Charlie Taylor, who can advance down the left hand side, goes in field to Josh Cullen, and wide is to Anis Ore, who will look to get a ball in, will he? No. He goes back to Charlie Taylor. Will the former Leeds man get the ball in? No, he goes back to Anis Ore, who's attacking down and said, there's up against Rooney. And Anis Ore's gone down, wanting a free kick. Rooney not happy with him. The referee, Dean Whitestone, not giving a free kick there. And if I'm just looking at this one again. Not much in that for me, no free kick there. But I'm not sure why Sean Rooney went and had a word with Anis Ore. As Dean Whitestone is trudging back towards the centre circlers. Lynch will take the goal kick for Fleetwood. He's up towards halfway. And over halfway, challenged in the air, flicked header on there by Josh Feller, the Fleetwood captain, and never flipped forward. Jordan Bayes there. And the Carlin Burnley between them, including B. Farrell, managed to get it away. It remains Fleetwood nil. Burnley nil, Fleetwood nil, should I say? Yeah, on the contrary, almost 15 minutes gone in this game. We'll try and keep you up to date with what's happening in the Premier League this evening. All the other FA Cup action over on the commentary hub. Keep you up to date with everything that's happening there. We'll keep you up to date with the Premier League, though. As is Vitinha. Does well, Vitinha. Tries to get the ball in, but Fleetwood managed to get the ball back and cleanly and clear it downfield. But Burnley just pulled the ball out of play from Al Dakill, and Fleetwood are starting to come into this game now as Danny Andrew comes up from the back. As we'll see this run again from Vitinha. And what a challenge there from Danny Andrew. Got back, read the danger well, and last season's top scorer for Fleetwood does well to get back in attack. Here comes Burnley with Taylor into Bayer in the centre circle, over halfway now. Al Decal, down the line it goes, wonderful play into Mark Lobafemi, who does well to hold up the play but loses out. And now Burnley will have to get back in numbers as there's the run of Josh Feller. Down the line it goes from Josh Feller. Putting under pressure is McAdam. Peacock fouls there And Burnley almost playing themselves into trouble as they try and play out from the back. And that's cleared away by Peacock foul up towards halfway. But Fleetwood just get the ball back, but Lyle Foster's nipped in, and Lyle Foster's away from the Clarets. Lyle Foster thrown goal. Lyle Foster trying to chip the keeper. Oh my word, Lyle Foster should have scored. He should have really done better there, Lyle Foster. He went running through, and Jay Lynch was coming out. He tried to dink it over him, but Lyle Foster could have really took it round him there, you know. He sees him backtracking, comes rushing out. Could have tried to take it a bit further around him. I'll try getting a shot in. But instead of trying chipping him, and for me, that was the wrong option from the Burnley front man, who they paid quite a bit of money for, and Burnley fans will not be happy with that. And we'll just see this again. Wonderful winning midfield from Lyle Foster. He raced through. I'm finished trying to get there, but it's too quick for him. And he really should have done better with that effort there. Lyle Foster remains Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0, 17.5 minutes gone. Brownell winning the ball back in midfield for Burnley. Now Josh Cullen wins a free kick. Far by Vellum. Cullen takes it quickly into Scott Twine. Alright, it's Anna Saore. Penalty Saore. Still going Saore. But brilliant tracking by Rooney to clear the ball away for Fleetwood. But Anna Saore's got the ball out for the Clarets. Over on that far side. Now Charlie Taylor. Good play. Shot coming in from the edge of the box. And it's headed away. Shot coming from Josh Brownhill. Another defender was Josh Cullen. And that's just cleared away. And it remains Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0 here on the commentary hub. Archie Lloyd says Lafos is allergic to scoring, man. It looks that way, my friend. It looks that way, Archie. I'm not sure why I didn't try and take it round the goalkeeper there or try and shoot it underneath him because he was never going to beat him with a chip from that range. As is Charlie Taylor now for the Clarets. Into midfield and Josh Cullen. Out wide to Anna Saore. No, Scott Twine is now back with Bayer. And now here's Josh Brownhill. Good play this. Vitinha. Good play. As the Clarets just keep hold of the ball. Obafemi does well to find Cullen. And now Taylor. Alright, it's Anna Saore down the left hand side. Instead of crossing, he goes for Cullen. Who goes for Brownhill. Obafemi back in towards Brownhill, but that ball is over it. And he goes behind for a Fleetwood goal kick. 19.5 minutes gone. It's Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0. And that chance from Lyle Foster is probably the best that we've had coming in this game. It remains Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0 here on the commentary to keep you up to date with the Premier League match as well between Arsenal and Everton. They're still goalless. They kicked off at the same time as us in the Premier League this evening. One of Arsenal's games in hand. As here comes Anna Saore to put the ball in. No one's inside the centre, inside the box. Comes out to Cullen, who tries to get a shot in. It comes out to a shot over the bar from Vitinha. And Vitinha really should have been doing better there. And it remains Burnley 0, Fleetwood Town 0 in this game. And we'll keep you right up to date with the Arsenal game. And it's 0-0 so far between Arsenal and Everton in the Premier League this evening. What can this game do today? Here is a throw-in to Fleetwood. Scott Brown, winner in the Scottish leagues and cups with Celtic, now trying his hand in management in the English game. And it's Fleetwood with a throw-in, which will be taken by Rooney. Plays a 1-2 with Vella, but then he gets the ball back there off Cullen, and Cullen bites back at him. And he goes down. Look, does Rooney and Cullen. Both back up. Cullen back. Just down on his haunches there for a moment. Bow back to his feet. And jogging as Burnley will try and get Vitinho away on this near side to us. As Vitinho goes inside. Tries to win a free kick there and he does. That should be the game's first yellow card and it is. And he goes away of Danny Andrew. And that for me is nothing more than he deserves. And the referee has got that one spot on there, you know. Danny Andrew, clearly no attempt to play the ball, just an attempt to block Vitinho off. And that's the yellow card there for Danny Andrew. It remains Fleetwood 0, Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0, and we've played 22 and a bit minutes. And so far in this game, Burnley have grown into it. Fleetwood have had their chances as well. Some half chances as well, but nothing real troubling either goalkeeper as of yet. Maybe this one can. As Josh Brownhill gets ready to take this free kick for the Clarets. Arm aloft. Delivers the ball in. Headed towards goal. Comes out to, and it's all shot blocked. And he breaks up towards halfway. And Burnley just get the ball back to Bailey Peacock-Fallon inside the centre circle. The Burnley goalkeeper that far up and that far out of his line. And out of his the area there. Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0 here on the commentary up 2. Over on the commentary right now, here Manchester United against West Ham United. With Paul James guiding you through that one. Nicholas Jones will be the man presenting that game today. Is Vitinho now for Burnley. To Brownhill. Back it goes well there. To Al-Dakil. And now here comes Burnley with Cullen. Josh Cullen. Wonderful play. Al-Dakal. Obafemi. Josh Cullen. Charlie Taylor. Charlie Taylor goes for goal and just over. It's a decent effort from Charlie Taylor from the edge of the penalty area, but it was always rising. Set up well. He opened up for him, but was always rising and always curling wide from Charlie Taylor in the end. And it was never going to trouble Lynch. Jay Lynch in the Fleetwood goal. As here comes Fleetwood to do some defending, but they don't need to do that much. As a ball in towards the penalty area, goes behind for another goal kick, which Jay Lynch will take and Fleetwood will try and play their way out of the back. It remains Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0 here on the commentary up 2. Now here is Bailey Peacock-Farrell into Vitinho. And Vitinho does well to hold over the play. We've been forced back there by CNAs, who's done really well there to force that play to move backwards. Charlie Taylor's there, remains goalless, 25 minutes gone. Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0. FA Cup 5th round action. Here on the commentary up 2, you've got Manchester United against West Ham over on the commentary up, JB Sports, Storm FM, and over on our Twitch channel as well. Burnley against Fleetwood is over here on the commentary up 2 only this evening. Peacock-Farrell does well into Josh Cullen. Good bit of play into Taylor. Cullen again. Good turn. And now here comes Burnley to do the defending. I mean, Aldikal has found Obafemi to Cullen. Taylor helps on to Zaore, goes inside and loses out. And then Cullen's bad there too. Races back to get the ball back. And now Brownhill can get Burnley moving forward. Brownhill has got Vitinho out wide of him. Vitinho comes inside. Brownhill goes on the overlap. Trying to play 1-2 there, Vitinho, and he gets the ball back. And he forces a corner. That was a brilliant 1-2 with Anas Zaore. Zaore there, should I say. Anas Zaore who went to the World Cup with Morocco, didn't really get played much. Don't think he even made an appearance at the World Cup, but a great experience nevertheless. Just say that he was involved in one was Morocco's brilliant exploits in the World Cup. Here's Anasori again. Ball towards a penalty area, flicked away. Zora wins the challenge in the air. Ball back in from Dakal, and now Brownhill. Zora whips the ball low, ball in and breaks to the edge of the penalty area for Charlie Taylor. Taylor touches heavy with a pass from the Fleetwood man is behind his teammate. Now Burnley pick the ball back up with Brownhill on this right hand side. Sees Obafemi runs down the line. Obafemi there back to Brownhill. Brownhill into Cullen, back to Brownhill. Good play into Taylor. Now Foss all right to Anasori. Anasori twisting one way, then the other. Ball in, shot from Taylor, shot saved. And Lau Foster going down the end of it. And Lau Foster. Too slow to be out there. But that's another good effort there from Charlie Taylor. And in fact, it was Scott Twine who set up Charlie Taylor there. Anasori was in the middle. Rather than out wide, like he originally thought. And when Twine set up Taylor there, he's had a play for a throw into Burnley. And so far, so good. Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0. Here on the commentary up 2. The home of alternative commentaries. If you like what you hear, please subscribe, please like, and we'll have plenty more like this over the coming days and weeks as well. Here is a free kick to Fleetwood, foul on Josh Feller, the Fleetwood captain. Burnley aren't happy with that decision from the referee, and I can see why after Lau Foster won the ball there. And now here Fleetwood come. Here's Robinson. Good play. He's got Andrew out wide and they've found him. Ball in towards a penalty. Headed back across. Headed away. Just over the head there of Ayres as Burnley managed to clear all this virus. And Ciara now Fleetwood's turn to attack. Keep you up to date with the Premier League only as we keep you across all of the Premier League action this evening. Liverpool take on Wolves as well. We'll keep you across that one this evening. Just the 2 Premier League games will keep you across. So if you want FA Cup updates, go across to the commentary up 2 where we'll be for you for that one. Still 0-0 between Arsenal and Everton and Liverpool and Wolves in the FA Cup. We'll keep you up to date until we finish on air this evening. Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0. Is a scoreline. What can the Clarets do here? 30 minutes gone. Remains goalless. Not much really happening in terms of goal mouth chances. Can Burnley force one now? Obafemi to Cullen. Now Akdal into Brownhill. And now Cullen again. Bayer. Jordan Bayer does well to find Taylor. He's got Anasori outside of me, but he's got Twine making the run down the line. Instead, he goes into the centre circle and Al-Dakil. And Al-Dakil feints Vitinha. We turn feeds Brownhill. And now Cullen makes the run. Vitinha again. Vitinha with the ball in towards the back post. Heads go up. He's cleared on this first. Anasori! Who shot his save well by Jay Lynch. And Burnley are beginning to knock on the door, and that's the best real chance from the Clarets. A shot from the edge of the penalty from Anasori, which was well watched and well tipped behind in the end by Jay Lynch in the Fleetwood goal. What can Burnley comes up here as the ball in towards the penalty area. Goes over the head of everybody. And behind the play, another play for a goal kick to Fleetwood. So Tensiala there just walking back into position. After having to do some defending. Remains Arsenal 0, Everton 0 in the Premier League. 21 minutes gone. And Liverpool 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0 on 6 minutes. Liverpool game kicked off at 8 o'clock. Arsenal game should have kicked off at 7:45, but it was delayed for a few minutes, I think. So they're a few minutes behind in this game, so just a few minutes behind us. Well, a few minutes, yes, because we kicked off at half past, so there's about 10 minutes behind us in the Arsenal game. As here is Brownhill to find Vitinha, as Flea will just defend well and just force Burnley to give him the ball away, and then Flea will give the ball away as a lump ball forward was cut out. Now it's with Jordan Bayer. It remains goalless as Bayer now collects the ball into the centre circle. He runs, and now inside the Fleetwood half. He still runs as he's unchallenged and feeds in Brownhill. Obafemi towards Brownhill again. Now comes to Vitinha. From Foster's pass, and Vitinha ball in towards the penalty area where Scott Twine was coming in on that far side. And that's a decent bit of play. Foster out to Vitinha. And sorry on the back post coming in. But the ball couldn't reach him. And it was cut out well by Lynch, who clears up towards halfway. Remains Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0, 33 and a bit minutes gone. You are listening to the commentary up. Keep you up to date with the Premier League this evening. We're going to find out how the other FA Cup matches are going on, including Manchester West Ham. Go and listen to that game if you want to. We won't mind. That's over on the main commentary up channel, JB Sports and Storm FM. If you want to stay and listen to this one, feel free. Or if you've got two devices, you can have Burnley on one, Man United on the other. It is Burnley in possession with Cullen out wide to Taylor. Down the line is Twine. What can Burnley do here with the ball? Cullen to Twine. Has to go back there to Bayer. Now Taylor. Infield to Twine. Back to Taylor. Now over Femi, who looks to try and get the ball forward, but he's robbed of possession. And cleared away. Down the line it goes, and out of play for throwing to Burnley. Aldercarl finds Peacock Farrell. And now the Burnley goalkeeper, acting as one of the centre-backs. Aldercarl acting as a full-back there for that moment. As Taylor now has it into the path of Bayer in the centre circle. Towards the final 10 minutes of this first half. Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0, and Anasaur twisting one way, then the other. So again, Anasaur, round one. And Anasaur floating with a corner. But in the end, the referee has given a goal kick. And I'm just looking at this one now. Does it come off? And it's already last. It was already, it looked like it was already out. To me when it hit Anasaur, it might have just been on the line. In fact, Alan Pace there with his family. I was reading the programme notes from him earlier. And some good stuff in there, including saying well done to on-loan Burnley man Wout Weghorst, who's at Manchester United. He assisted the second goal in the Carabao Cup win for Manchester United of the weekend. If you want to listen back to that game, how that game unfolded, you can do so by going to the Commentary Hub 2 or Commentary Hub or JB Sports Storm FM and hearing the commentary bad there with Sean Kelly and Paul James was presenting that one. Sean Kelly on commentary. Wonderful play this is Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0. And now Josh Cullen does well. What can Burnley do here as they try and come up and get a goal just before half time as Bayer is inside the Fleetwood half on the right hand side. Goes to Aldakil and now back into Bayer. Running through the heart of the Fleetwood midfield. Then Burnley lose out as Brownell loses possession. And the ball is hit over the top. Aldakil's there. But he's got the wrong side of the Fleetwood man and brings him down. First who it was number 21, Hayes should I say, and Hayes there. Seeing Hayes does really, really well. Gets the right, well, make sure he gets in front of the Burnley defender, Dakal, and wins his side a free kick. And Burnley now will have chance to force something here. They'll have to defend something here, Burnley. Fleetwood will have a chance to tear the lead with their first real attack of the game. Robertson has put the ball down. Obafemi is the only man in the Burnley one-man wall set out by Bailey Peacock Farrell. And Peacock Farrell just sets out his wall how he would like it. Burnley players and Fleetwood players just being spoken to by the official. Is Robertson to take the free kick for Fleetwood. In towards the penalty, in towards the near post. Clear Pierce round ball in there, nothing given. Robertson has it back down. Here comes Danny Andrew. Deliver the ball in towards the back post. No one in the sky blue shirt can go on any lap of Fleetwood. Well, tracking back well against Foster there was brilliantly done by the COD Army players, including Vale there, along with Warrington now get the ball back for Fleetwood. And they'll go all the way back to Lynch inside the Fleetwood half as the ball is headed forward. It breaks well here now and is a foul on Cullen. Robertson says he wasn't happy with that and kill the ball away. Just talking to Robertson as Aldakal just takes it quickly into Cullen. Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0 as we come towards the final 5 minutes of the first half. Ball in towards the penalty area, who does well. Here's Brownell. Good work. This is Burnley will try and come away with possession. But Twine nips in for Burnley as Fleetwood tries to come away. Shot blocked. Breaks through Obafemi as Toto NCR blocked it. The Twine shot that was. Now here's Cullen. Taylor. And Saori wants Taylor to go on the overlap. But he tries to deliver a cross in there. And Saori, but he's blocked there brilliant by Rooney. Back to Saori. And Saori will try and put the ball in for Burnley. Race to the edge of the penalty. Can what Burnley do here? Brownell does well. Good work this from Josh Brownell to keep hold of the ball. For Burnley, Cullen does well. Into Taylor, back to Cullen. Wonderful play this. Burnley looking to try and get a goal, but they've played it behind Michael Obafemi there. And that chance that Burnley had to take the lead has come to an end. Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0. Cullen now to Brownhill. Good play this. But Burnley give the ball away. Both teams in the last 5 or so minutes have been guilty of giving the ball away. And it's Fleetwood who's got the decision. Much to the surprise there of, I think that was Scott Twine who was a bit surprised there. Sean Rooney will take the throw in. Yeah, Jordan Bayer was a bit surprised I went against him. There with that throw in. Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0. If you just tune into us here on the commentary hub, it's act away there by Fleetwood as Burnley tried to come forward. Back it goes well into Earl, who can get the ball forward for Fleetwood as they will try and attack down the side here, as Burnley will just keep hold of possession. Wonderful bit of play. Spread out wide well here. Ball headed down the line. First round ball there by Bayer, and it is on ball, and that could be a yellow card for Jordan Bayer. Bayer trying to say was pushed in the back, and the referee's got getting his cards out here. That's a little bit on ball. Fleetwood would have been in there. McKenna would have been in. That should be a red card for Jordan Bayer there. Bayer's lucky not to see a red card for that for me, because Owen McCann would have been away down that far side, and a bit surprised he's not been given a red card. Jordan Bayer's being called across to the referee now. No card has been given, which I'm surprised about. I thought he should have been at least put there, Jordan Bayer, for that handball, potentially sent off, as it was a deliberate handball, deliberate act to stop the Fleetwood attack. McAdams in there, Earl 2, Hines, Olge, Rooney, Andrew on the edge. Toto and Ciala back there as well, on the back post. McAdam run to a near post. We've got the number 16 wanting on the edge. Ball in towards the penalty, comes back out to Robertson, but the offside flag is up. And it's the number 21 who's offside, and he goes towards him. And that was Kean Hayes, should I say. And that was a poor decision there, as Vitinha just finds Aldal. And now Burnley will just look to keep pressure on us into a minute to stoppage of this first half. And so with the best chance of the opening game of the game so far, should I say, for Burnley, who's had their best chance. Fleetwood, no best chances for them, as Burnley buy back, and Burnley scored just before half time, which would probably come against the winner play relays. Fleetwood will try and attack, but it would be deservedly for Burnley. But can Fleetwood get a shock lead here just before half time? Shot blocked. There could be a potential red card here. And I bull there by Hayes. And Hayes could be in trouble. And he is. It's a red card. Fleetwood are down to 10 men. I called it. There's a red card. And I called it, and seeing Hayes is sent off for Fleetwood. And I must say, guys, as soon as I saw that, I said he could be in trouble. And I was right. A red card there for Hayes. and Fleetwood, out of 10 men, have it all to do here now. And no question of a doubt, he's had to go for that. An early bath for the Fleetwood, number 21, Kieran Hayes, and he's in first half stoppage time as well. Just looking at the ball up there, I boot on Cullen, and that had to be a red. That had to be red. He's not happy, even having away with the lineman on the side as he's walking down to go down the tunnel. Because he's not happy, he's swearing here. Can't appreciate some of the language he's saying, but I can hear him swearing down there. But for me, the referee, Dean Whitestone, had no other choice but to send him off. Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0, and Josh Cullen's back to his feet and will be okay to continue. And now, Burnley really need to make this advantage count. But the one before half time, as Ardell just passes the ball forward, and there goes the half time whistle from Dean Whitestone. It's 0-0 at the break between Burnley and Fleetwood. Fleetwood aren't happy with the potential with that red card just there. I don't think we can have any complaints with that one. But at the break, at half time, it is Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0, and I'll join you again in 15 minutes. Just before I do go, it's Arsenal 0, Everton 0, and Liverpool 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. I'll be back soon for the start of the second half, where it is currently Burnley 0, Fleetwood Town 0. Welcome back to the game which is taking place between Burnley and Fleetwood from Turf Moor. I'm with Sven and Burnley. I've a man up, but drawing 0-0 at the break. A late red card for CNAs in first half stoppage time, so Fleetwood get a man sent off for an eye boot and that is to tell you about in this match. The other games in the FA Cup, you can find out how they're going on over on the main commentary channel with Nicholas Jones presenting, and Paul James bringing you the coverage between Manchester United and West Ham United. At half time in the Premier League, it's Arsenal 2, Everton 0. Two late goals from Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli. And it's still Liverpool 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0 in the game at Anfield. The draw for the quarter-finals take place later this evening, and hopefully over on the Manchester United coverage we'll have the coverage of the draw as well later this evening, which is going to be at the conclusion of one of the other ties taking place this evening, Sheffield United against Tottenham Hotspur, which is taking place at Bramall Lane this evening. Want to find out how that game's getting on? And then over to the main commentary channel, also JB Sports or Storm FM to find out there. You can also find out about that on our Twitch channel as well. On our channel here though, commentary up 2, it's all about the Lancashire Derby. Championship High Flowers, Burnley against Fleetwood Town. It looks like there is no changes for either side at half time from what I can see, as we get ready for the second half, as some of the Burnley coaching staff, including manager, should I say, Vincent Kompany, just walking off the field of play right now as we speak. Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0 if you're just tuning into us here on the TC Up 2 for the FA Cup match. It must be decided tonight, so if it's still 0-0 or if it's a draw, 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, 4-4 even, we will go to extra time. Still level on those score lines. After extra time, we will go to the dreaded penalty kicks to decide who gets through to the quarterfinals. That draw will come up later this evening. Hopefully, we'll try and feature that on the commentary hub later on this evening, if we can. Also on JB Sports and Storm FM. Hopefully, I'll be joining those guys over there just to the conclusion of when the draw is about to be made, so I can give people an update on how this game's gone. I was listening to the Manchester United game. Well, the game's been like, is here Burnley are just attacking at the start of the second half. Josh Cullen with possession until Al Foster loses out, and he goes back to Bailey Peacock Fallon. Peacock Fallon's playing as like a sweeper keeper today, playing only as the last man back. And then Obafemi into Foster, can't flick it into Twine's path. Now the ball's played forward again, and that's fantastic play from Al Dakal to find Peacock Fowler, who can find Bayer, who can come over halfway and is unchallenged, and now throws the ball into Al Dakal. How wide it goes to Vitinha, into Brownhill. Al Dakal again. Start of the second half, Burnley starting how they ended the first half, bright on the front foot. Brownhill. Cullen, Taylor, Cullen. Into Brownhill. Tries to get the ball through, pierce around ball from Brownhill, and just Brownhill really. None of the fans in and around us appeared for an handball. Yeah, at the turf. Burnley nil, Fleetwood nil. Burnley time towards Jimmy McAvoy end. I think it is now. The end where they're attacking. Well, that's where they're defending. I think. I'm not sure which end they're attacking in the moment. Here, Turf Moor. Only towards the penalty area. But he's too near. The goalkeeper Lynch in the end. And it remains Burnley nil, Fleetwood nil. Let's read through the teams for the second half then. Starting off with Burnley. They line up with Pico Farley, goal, Vitinha, Aldecal, Bayer and Taylor, Cullen, Brown and in midfield with Obafemi, Twine and Zore behind Lyle Foster. As for Fleetwood, they line up with Lynch, Rooney, Olga, Enciola and Earl and Andrew at the back, Villa, Warrington and Robertson in midfield. And then it's McAdam leading the line all on his own right now from the red card to Ains, should I say, just before the interval. I'm going through the two benches in a moment. The referee, just to remind you, is Dean Whitestone, and I think he got the red card decision spot on. In my opinion, Craig Taylor, Matthew Jones, the assistants, Matthew Donald, the fourth official as a ball in from Zore's headed away. Breaks for Cullen on the edge of the penalty area. Robertson there closely watching him. Good bit of play as the ball in towards the penalty area. And Zore and Lyle Foster can't get theirs. Burnley are forced to see the ball cleared away from them, but Jordan Bayer can just turn on it and get the Claret back in possession and back on the front foot. Here's Taylor now. Good run from Taylor. The left back. Formerly of Leeds United. Taylor again. After a ball inside to Cullen. And he gets it back to Cullen and now wide to Anas Zaore. Zaore with the low driven left footed cross. Cullen now. Back to Charlie Taylor. He'll try and deliver an high left footed cross. But that one's too near the goalkeeper Lynch. And the 10 men of Fleetwood are really putting Burnley. Trying to make say to Burnley, break us down. Try and break us down if you can, Burnley. That's what they're saying. Try and break us down if you can. Try and break us down if you can, Burnley. That's what they're saying. But nothing is happening there as Burnley will try and come forward. And there's a bad challenge there on Taylor by Josh Vella, the Fleetwood captain. And for me, I'm surprised he's not seen a call there, the Fleetwood skipper. Late challenge on Charlie Taylor. There from the Fleetwood skipper. And it's a sort of challenge that Scott Brown would do in the Old Firm derby day for Celtic on a Rangers player when he was playing for Celtic. So I'd be delighted with that sort of challenge from his player there. We wouldn't be delighted if he had another player sent off as the ball over the top from Cullen into Aldecal, and he's behind for a corner to Burnley. And it's a good start to the second half. Burnley stubs in. Annette Murich, Conor Roberts, Dan Sice, Sassy should I say, Samuel Bastian, Dorko Chilnov, Jan Berg Gudmundsson, Nathan Teller, Alil Davis-Oglu, and Ashley Barnes. And Zaore gets it to Twine. First round ball as Brownell tries to find Zaore. Free kick given against Josh Brownell this time. And Fleetwood have a free kick when Burnley should have had a free kick for an handball prior to the challenge from Josh Brownell. The bench for Fleetwood is Rio Craig, the goalkeeper, Donald Johnson, Phoenix Patson, Daniel Batty, Carlos Mendes Gomez, William Johnson, Max McMillan, Brennan Sarpong-Weirdu, and Michael Lane there as well. The head coaches, Vincent Kompany and Scott Brown. It remains Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0. In this game as Burnley just do well to tidy up at the back, and Tim and Fleetwood are doing really well to close down Burnley, not letting them play out from the back. Jordan Bay has to be careful there and does well, playing across his own backliner, Darling to Twine, who turns away from his man and feeds in Anderson on this near side. Wonderful play from Burnley. And it's a low cross in his paw. Again, Goes back to Zaore. Fleetwood do well again to clear. Taylor putting the pressure on this time. Fleetwood managed to clear this time up towards halfway. There's out to Dow and now into the path of Bayer, who runs forward unchallenged. Into Cullen. Brownell. Out wide is Vitinha. Cullen again. Cullen with the ball in. Heads away. And then cleared away by Fleetwood up towards the chest of Adam, who can't hold it there at the moment. He's not sticking to the lone Fleetwood man now. It's the ball in towards now Foster's there, but the Jay Lynch couldn't keep hold of it. And initially gets it on the second attempt, just clutching his knee a little bit there, just rubbing his ear. Scott Brown having a word with his coaching staff about some tactical ideas and what he could try and implement in this second half. Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0. Here on the commentary hub, you're listening. Commentary hub 2, should I say? You're listening to Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0. And there's a yellow card there to one of the Fleetwood players. I'm trying to see which one it was. Foul on Charlie Taylor. I know that. I think it is Sean Rooney. Yes, it is Sean Rooney who gets booked. No relation to Wayne, I'm told. There's a little push there on Taylor, and then he just clips him there, and that's the bad challenge. And a silly decision to go into the ball there, and a silly challenge to make when he's back inside his own half and no under real pressure with Burnley there. Now Twine tries to get a ball in towards Mal Foster, cleared away only as far as Bayer. Now Anas Ore. So Ore cuts in field, crossing towards the back post, and it's headed behind for a corner by Andrew as Vitinha were coming in at the back post. And that was absolutely fantastic play, excuse me, by Burnley again. Trying to switch it from left to right, and so Vitinha come running in around the back. Danny Andrew actually could do what he did best, what he does best, and just get head onto the ball and clear it away. It's Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0 as the ball's in towards the penalty area, up and under. Blessed with Vitinha inside the box. Vitinha shot is blocked, still going Vitinha. Pierce from ball from Fleetwood. Vitinha delivers the ball back in. Pierce from ball by Burnley. Obafemi to Brownell. Obafemi again. Delivers the ball in. Makes for Idal. And then slides clearance. And Brownell just keeps the ball alive for Burnley. Twine. Twisting one way. Now finds Obafemi. Obafemi takes on Robertson. And then Robertson gets in way of Andrews' clearance. And now makes for Obafemi. Does good way this. Burnley just knocking on the Fleetwood door, but the Lancashire Rebels door won't open. Here's Taylor. Into the penalty area and Twine. Cullen. Out wide to Anasori, who fires into the side netting. Anasori going close there for the Clarets. He fired it into the side netting. And that was an unlucky there for the Clarets. Fantastic work. He did well there, Anasori, into the side netting. And it remains Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0. Half time now at Anfield is Liverpool 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0 in the Premier League. Lynch taking time over the goal kick. Well, Danny Andrew, I think it is, ties his shoelaces. The Burnley faithful aren't happy about that, as now Lynch just clears it away and gets a bit of friendly banter there from them as he cleared that away. As now Twine gets it back to pick off Farrell. And I can hear the Fleetwood fans making the noise here. The home crowd are silent at the moment. Here is Anasore looking to try and change that. Zora twisting, turning. Cullen. Cullen getting towards Taylor. Brown was there. McAdam gets the ball back for Fleetwood. But Burnley get the ball back on them. Cullen now. Into Scott Twine. He's got Zori out wide. And that's where the ball goes. And Zori low ball in again. Needs to be a better cross next time from Manasori. That's around about the third chance. That is gone short crossing, which is not paid off. And Zori again. Twisting one way, then the other. Goes down. No free kick given. And now Fleetwood. Can they break? Vela does well. And now there's McAdam, who's holding up the play well. He's only him over there on his own at the moment. Ball it forward. Fleetwood player getting support of him, but he was too late in finding him, as now Taylor picks up the possession. Now here is Agdal into Cullen. Now Taylor. Agdal in towards Michael Obafemi, hesitating towards Foster. Foster goes for Cullen. What a save! Again, Foster with another chance for Burnley. They went in the first half. And just had another one there. And I think the earlier comment from Archie Lloyd is correct. I think Lyle Foster is allergic to scoring goals. He's supposed to be a striker and is allergic to scoring goals. How does that work? Please tell me if you know. As the ball's in towards the penalty area. And now Charlie Taylor has possession. Fella Klaus delivers the ball in. He's headed away. Breaks for Cullen, edge of the box. And a free kick right on the edge of the Fleetwood penalty area. Scott Twine territory. And Burnley now have a chance to open the scoring. Fantastic play from Cullen. He tried to go on the end of that ball there. He couldn't go on the end of it after Foster flicked into him. He went down under the challenge, and Burnley have a free kick in a good shooting position here. If they go for this one. Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0. If you're just tuning into us here on the Corner Chub 2. Almost an hour gone. What can Scott Twine do here from this free kick? Scott Twine lining up this free kick for Burnley. Burnley's wall is in just a yard. He's just in the eye line of the Fleetwood goalkeeper Lynch, but he's got Vela in just behind them. Twine is lining this one up. He's just inside the D here on the left hand side. It is Scott Twine to take it, and it's the Fleetwood wall down the Burnley wall. Comes out to Charlie Taylor. He goes back to Peacock Farrell. Now into Scott Twine. Now Anastasia. Anastasia still going. Obafemi, Cullen. Brownell. Good play this from Burnley. Coutinho, low ball in. He's always in there. And Fleetwood get the decision, is a goal kick. And I was very disappointed there with that free kick from Scott Twine. So when he's in the Championship, or when he played for MK Dons, he was always scoring from those sort of ranges. Now it's going to be a triple change. First one sees Jordan Bayer come off and Connor Roberts come on. Next one sees Michael Obafemi come off. And we'll see Jan Bear Gudmundsson come on. And then the third and final change, there's Nathan Taylor coming on for Michael Obafemi. And then Jan Bear Gudmundsson will come on for It looks like it might be Josh Brownhill. Yes, in fact, it is Josh Brownhill. So there's the 3 changes. Bayer for Roberts, Obafemi for Teller, and Goodmanson on for Brownhill in the end there. Goalkeeper then for Fleetwood taken by Lynch, and he's flicked on there. And the 10-minute Fleetwood trying to get their noses in front. Can the League One side provide a shock here and knock out the Championship leaders? Now at the moment they can't, as the ball back with Lynch, who clears it downfield again. Wonderful pressure this as the ball is headed on. McAdams there to try and force Taylor under pressure. He goes back to his goalkeeper there. It looks like he's gone to a 4-4-2 now, but still going to a 4 at the back. It looks like Roberts is on the left hand side, Taylor in the left centre back, and Amin Al Dakil on the right of the centre back. Pairings there as here comes Vela, good for work. Into Warrington, and now Andrew. Good down the line, it goes well. Back to Andrew from Robertson. Down the line again as Fleetwood try and come away, and they've still managed to keep the ball in through Vela. Does well there, Josh Vela, but then Vitinho does well, and now Cullen finds the path of Twine. Scott Twine running at the Fleetwood bad line. Here's Nathan Teller who lets it run into the path of, and it's always shot going towards goal, and Mal Foster just got a slide touch, which helped it into the grateful arms of the goalkeeper Jay Lynch there. And it remains Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0, and I think, I'm hoping when I say this I put a commentator's curse on this. I think the way this game is going right now, I can't see any other than extra time and potentially penalties deciding this one. And it would be credit to Scott Brown and Fleetwood, because since they've gone down to 10 men, they've dug in for the second half. Which played a full half with 10 men so far. Played around about 25 minutes with 10 men. And they have done really, really well. Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0. Burnley fetched on some of the big guns in Connor Roberts, Bear Gummerson and Nathan Tellers. And so I push the ball in over Femi. Twine can't get there. Base for Anderson inside the box. Now it's Connor Roberts who can't get there. Taylor can. Charlie Taylor lets the ball go down the slope and then waits to the top to get the ball back. Burnley attacking the Jimmy McElroy end. They have to wait to take this through, as there's going to be some substitutions here for Fleetwood Town. 2 of them. Robertson is one of them. He's going to be replaced by Daniel Batty. And the other one is McAdam. And over McAdam, the Burnley fan has done well against his boyhood club. He's been replaced by Carlos Mendes Gomez. And 66 minutes gone. It's still Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0. We've yet to see a real shot in anger in the second period. Wonder if we'll see any of them throughout. Burnley winner throwing in the FA Cup. I wonder what game. I wonder if there'll be any shocks tonight. As here comes Burnley now. Here's Charlie Taylor. Anasori. There's the box. Anasori goes for goal and it's over. And wide, killed a wide effort. Sean Rooney just ruffled the air of Anasori there. And Vincent Kompany just shouted him and told him to keep his thinking cap on. And he's giving him some tips as well Here now, Vincent Company. And what to do next time as we see Burnley nil, Fleetwood nil, as Fleetwood trying to attack down the right hand side. Mendes Gomez for Fleetwood. Just coming as a sub, his pass is poor. Now Scott Twine. Can he get Anasorio away? But he goes inside to Cullen. And Cullen's been put under pressure, but he's somehow managed to keep the ball for Burnley. Fitch. Vitinho away. Vitinho doing well. Goyombe Gummerson inside. Burnley still knocking on the door. Taylor does well. Good play this. Taylor. Out wide is Connor Roberts. Good play this from Connor Roberts. Down the line he went. He's already there now. Back in towards Connor Roberts. Roberts pulls a low ball in. Shot coming in from Nathan Taylor's deflected behind. And Burnley win a corner. And now what we'll say is that's much better. That is much, much better from the Clarets. Lovely ball back. And that's the right sort of ball in. If you're going to play it in low. Cut it back for a play running in. Burnley have a corner. Scott Twine to take. Near side. Burnley's left as we look. To Jornberg Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson delivers the ball in towards the back post. And from Taylor as he crossed the line. Referee looks at his watch. It's being given. He's not being given. The watch hasn't gone off. Goal not given. It's cool that the goal was given at first on my monitor. But it's not being given. And brilliant defensive play from Harrison Holgate to block it on the line. And then you see it bounce on the line and not over the line to keep his side in this game here. Charlie Taylor thought he'd given Burnley the lead, but he's not been given. And now Mendes Gomez does well for Fleetwood. Harrison Holgate coming forward. Harrison Holgate still going against Scott Twine and being dragged down, and Scott Twine could be booked here for that. Scott Twine was dragging hold of him and not letting go. Scott Twine should be booked for that. Scott Twine should be booked for that. And he has not been booked. Well, this is a booking. That's not a foul there for Mendes Gomez. He gets the ball. Because the ball wouldn't have gone backwards. Because the Burnley man would have played it inside for me. Who's down? I'm trying to figure out who it is who's down here for the Clarets. Pretty hard to see with where it's laid with the shorts, so I can't see the number on him. It's Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0. I can tell you now it's Anasorio who's down for the Clarets. Holgate there just cleared a shot off the line. It was an header from Charlie Taylor. As we just see Gudmundsson with the ball in. Taylor there, cleared off the line brilliantly by Holgate. As we just look at it from this angle. Header there, fantastic clearance off the line. Taylor thought it went in. It's Fleetwood who got a free kick, which will be taken by trying to see who's going to take this free kick. Climbing number 24, Daniel Batten, the substitute. And as always, walking very, very gingerly here. And Burnley will not want to lose in with him being a key part of the Vincent Company trail in getting Burnley back into the Premier League come the end of the season. It's Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0. Daniel Batten with a free kick for the Cod Army. Right arm aloft. He delivers it in towards the edge of the penalty, but it's poor. Headway on as far as Andrew will push the ball back in. Rooney heads it back in towards the penalty area and he breaks for Al Dickel, and the offside flag was raised in there anyway. Still 0-0 in the game between Liverpool and Wolves. 2 minutes gone in the second half there in the Premier League, and it's still Arsenal 2, Everton 0. Here come Burnley with Charlie Taylor. Good way this from the Clarets. Cullen out wide to Vitinha's goal. Gummerson on the overlap. Goes to Cullen instead. Cullen twisting, turning. Still going Josh Cullen inside the penalty now. Cullen goes down. No penalty there. According to the referee, Dean Whitestone. I didn't think he was either. Now it's cleared away by Fleetwood, but the ball's gone out of play. It'll be a throw into the Clarets. There's going to be a stoppage here. I think there's going to be a substitution coming up, and it's going to be a substitution for Burnley. As we see Anasore come off here. And Darko Cherlinov, come on, Darko Cherlinov. When I was doing the preparation last night, it was said that Darko Cherlinov was still going to be out injured. But he's back in action today. And probably recovered from injury just in time to feature this. And that's fantastic work from the Burnley right by Vitinha inside the opposition box to stop them from getting out and concede a goal kick. 74 minutes gone here. It's Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0. And in the Jimmy McAvoy end, there's an applause going around. People standing up on their feet. Not sure what this is for, because while there's applause going round at in the Jimmy McAvoy end at the turf, as is Danny Andrew coming forward. Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0. If you just tune into us here on the commentary, Toto and Ciala. Good ball into the path of Rooney, who was just offside, according to the linesman, and don't know how, I'm not sure where the offside was there, because where the Burnley Roberts stole the free kick from, that wasn't where he was flagged offside. That was where the linesman stood and put his flag up. So, I'm surprised from where Burnley took that free kick from. I'm also surprised why he was given offside, because I couldn't see an offside in that. Here's Roberts to Cherlinov. Darko Cherlinov is running down this left-hand side, cuts in field. There's it to Goodmanson. Now Nathan Teller. Going one way, then the other. Pushes it back. Mendes Gomez there. Back to Teller. Now Cullen with the ball in. It's cut behind. It's going to be a corner to Burnley. And with almost 14 minutes to go, we remain locked at Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0 in the FA Cup. It's going to be Jan Berg Goodmanson is it to take this corner for the Clarets. Yes, he will. In towards the penalty. Header towards goal. Adal can't get the ball back. Comes back to Goodmanson. Back in there. Headed down from Foster. Dollars in there, the back post. Dackel in there, the back post. Aldecal. The centre back was in there, the back post. Couldn't turn it goalwards. It remains Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0. At the end, with about 14 or so minutes left to go. And that Burnley chance there could, well, keep Fleetwood in. Burnley had one cleared off the line in the second half. Fleetwood, remember, played all of the second half with 10 men and have dug in and done well. But Darko Cherlinov has got away from 2 Fleetwood players. And referee falls over. Connor Roberts. Infield. John Gudmundsson. Vitinha. Teller. Gets it back after his low cross was blocked. Teller again. Vitinha. Cullen. Teller. Now Foster. Keeps the ball in. Good play this. From the Clarets as Cullen gets it back. Now Taylor delivers the ball back and looking for Cullen. Headed away to Gudmundsson, shot is blocked. And it breaks kindly into the arms of number 13, Jay Lynch. And it remains Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0. 78 minutes gone. And we are 12 minutes away from extra time. Unless one of these sides find a late winner here. Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0. And the ball is all over the top. Rooney can get in behind it if he can beat Charlie Taylor to the ball. Taylor does well. And Fleetwood are about to concede possession. And Burnley are on the front foot. Again here now. What can Burnley do? Here now is Roberts. Good work from Connor Roberts. Into the path of Dakil. Wonderful ball into now. Foster. Foster's in. Push the ball across. And no one was in there in the Clareton blue shirt. And now Foster must be wondering what he's going to do to assist somebody. As he is, Darko Chernov in towards the penalty area. Round the back was Teller. Darko Chernov can't get an end of it. Next to the edge of the penalty area. Vitinha, Lyle Foster, back to goal. Vitinha, and Lyle Foster's been penalised. Trying to ask the referee why the referee's not listening. And he's trying to find out why he's being penalised here, because I'm just trying to look. He's onside there. He's on that one because he's played on. As you just see this one again, wonderful ball into him. And so, if someone has been gambling there, Burnley would have had a tap in. If that Ashley Barnes in there, I think Ashley Barnes would have been gambling on that. But he remains Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0. You are listening to McCullough Chubb 2. And Burnley will come again. Here's Connor Roberts. Down the line to Lyle Foster. Foster back to goal. Into Taylor. Roberts again. Got Chernov outside of him. And finds him. Chernov inside the penalty area now. Chernov with the ball in towards the back post. Taylor can't get there. Can he keep the ball in play though? Yes, he can. Edge of the box, right hand side. Cullen. Ball into Foster. Can't get it on towards Gudmundsson. And now, Roberts now for the Clarets. Foster can't find Teller. Now Roberts there. Finds Teller. Darko Chernov inside the penalty area. Out now outside of it. Robertson left hand side. Back into Chernov. Chernov with a low ball in. Breaks for Scott Twine. Can Scott Twine get there? Pierce one ball from the Burnley players. Not given. Out for a throw. And Toto Ciala is getting his Fleetwood players up for this. Connor Roberts now. Final 9.5 minutes to go. With about 8.5 minutes left to play. Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0. What can Burnley do here now? It breaks for Charlie Taylor. Out wide. Darko Chernov. Tax inside the penalty now. Let's see run. And the centre back is there. And you can see why he was the centre back. Oh, Decal. Fires it over. Just when you're wanting it to be a midfielder or a striker from that distance. And he falls to your centre back. And it's always going to rise. and he's always going to go over. It's Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0. And now Foster has been replaced by Alil Divisoglu for the Clarets. Burnley 0, Fleetwood Town 0. Championship against League One. Lancashire Derby here on the commentary hub 2. And what a game we've had. Darko Chernov is coming forward. Wonderful play there. So it's Taylor now. To Cullen. Now there is Taylor with the ball in. Breaks up. No one can go on end of it inside the 6-yard box for Burnley. And oh my word, Nathan Taylor puts another fantastic ball in. But no one in a claret and blue shirt can take advantage. Where is someone gambling on that? They needed someone gambling on that, Burnley. It was a wonderful bowling from Nathan Taylor at the far post. And they needed someone to gamble on that. If someone like an Ashley Barnes was in there, he would have been gambling and he would have probably put that in the back of the net for Burnley. Will that come back to haunt Burnley here? On towards the final 6 minutes to go. Plus stoppage time. And the ball is over the top. And he runs straight through into the grateful arms of Jay Lynch in the Fleetwood goal. Arsenal 3, Everton 0. Martin Odegaard with the third after Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli towards the end of the first half. But Arsenal into a two-goal lead against Everton in the Premier League. Chernov now for Burnley. Wins the corner off Josh Feller. Arsenal now 5 points clear over Manchester City. And now it'll be a corner for Burnley. Scott Twine to take. Leaves the ball in. Comes all the way through. Chested down. At the back post. Ball put back in. Chernov is there. Heads it across. Cleared away. Burnley won the throwing to be taken very quickly. So they won the ball back quickly. Twine takes it to Roberts. Now Cherlinov. Cherlinov there. To Roberts. Edge of the penalty is Aldi Carl, the centre back. Vitinho. Missed for Cherlinov. Now Roberts. Edge of the box is Twine. Now Cullen. Shot is blocked. Pierce round ball, nothing given. Ball somewhere clear now by Lynch, and somehow Burnley managed to not score there. Fleetwood managed to hold on. And Charlie Taylor will come again for the Clarets. Taylor out wide to Cherlinov after Roberts was fouled. And there's the box referee played advantage. Roberts still going to Twine. Out wide it goes to Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson's ball in is blocked. It's behind for a corner. And the Clarets are pushing and pushing to try and get the killer blow. If this is a boxing match, what I would describe it as is Fleetwood on the ropes. Burnley just jabbing away. Left. On the left from the left side. Then from the right side. Now the ball in towards the penalty area. This time from the corner kick. Comes back out to Jan-Berg Gudmundsson. Who's onside. Jan-Berg Gudmundsson's there. Ball back in towards the penalty area. Let's go up. This is the box. Scott Twine shot is blocked. Moves up into the air. And now Jay Lynch just claims it. And Jay Lynch has just claimed it. It looks like with 3 minutes to go plus stoppage time, we may be heading for extra time. I'm going to get ready to announce who's going to be the player of the match, though, which is sponsored by Commentary Services. I've already said who it's going to be. And Rooney's down there for Fleetwood and not happy with the challenges today. And we'll announce the player of the match very shortly. In this game, it remains Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0. Scott Brown is just dishing out some instructions. There's going to be a substitute here for Fleetwood. Danny Andrew coming off. And Danny Andrew will be replaced by number 4, Brendan Sarpong-Waidu. Waidu, should I say. Brendan Sarpong-Waidu for the final 1.5 minutes plus stoppage time. Roberts back to Peacock foul from the throw-in. And now with Aldical. Aldical now out wide. What can the Claret do here? Vitinho to Teller. Claret loves scoring late goals. Will they get another one here tonight? At the turf. Late goal kings at the Turf Moor Stadium. Ball in towards. There's no glue! It almost happened there as I said it. Teller now. Wonderful play this. Goodmanson. Taylor. Charlie Taylor goes for goal save. Ball back in. Vitinha. And Vitinha has scored. Burnley have scored. He's coming off Connor Roberts, I think. And right at the death, Burnley will let them be booking their place in the quarter-finals of the FA Cup for the first time in 20 years. And a late goal. I said Burnley were kings of late goal at Turf Moor. And he's just left provided once again. I'm going to try and see who gets the final touch. I'm not sure if it's Vitinha or Roberts. But Burnley are in the lead. It's Burnley 1, Fleetwood 0. Fantastic ball here. Charlie Taylor shot his block. Is saved. Headed back down. Vitinha's there. Roberts is onside. Roberts gets the flick. I think it's Roberts' goal here. I'm just watching this again. Vitinha there. Flicks it. He's back in the leg of Roberts. And the ball goes into the back of the net. And Burnley lead by a goal to 0. He's gone to Connor Roberts, Archie Lloyd. It'll be Connor Roberts' goal. But he's happy with Vitinha's effort there. And now time to give my player of the match. As we go into stoppage time. Let's sit. And we've got 5 minutes of stoppage time. And as we're going to 5 minutes stoppage time, I can announce that Burnley's Scott Twine is the player of the match. Fantastic play from Scott Twine throughout the game. And Scott Twine is our player of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services. Fantastic performance from the Burnley number 11 today. And it may just be the Burnley substitute number 14, Connor Roberts, that's booked them their place in the quarterfinals for the first time in 20 years. Burnley 1, Fleetwood 0. Connor Roberts with the goal after deflecting in Vitinha's shot after Charlie Taylor's shot was saved. Nathan Taylor headed it back in. And then Nathan Taylor moving the ball back in. Comes to Scott Twine, our player of the match, and a shot saved by Lynch. And there's been a goal at Anfield, he didn't miss all that. Liverpool have taken the lead. It's Darwin Núñez on 66 minutes. It's Liverpool 1, Wolves 0. And in the Premier League, it's still Arsenal 3, Everton 0. 12 with the ball over the top for Diazoglu. Diazoglu's there, but it's offside. It's being given Lynch is telling every single outfield player of Fleetwood to get up into the penalty area and into the Burnley half. If Burnley win this ball back and play this right, Burnley could be on for a counter attack and a chance to seal this. But the ball is lumped forward. Anywhere will do now as Vitinho hits it forward. It breaks for Lynch. Lynch has to get the ball forward. And he's won a full ball over on that far side. There's a brilliant tear down, and there was Earl with the ball in. He's going out for a throw into Fleetwood. The Cod Army game's behind their team, and it's 4-0 to Arsenal now against Everton. Gabriel Martinelli with his second of the game. The goal is under review for Anfield for Liverpool with Darwin Núñez. Potential foul there. Keep involved with that one as a shot comes in behind for a corner to Fleetwood. Toto and Ciala putting the pressure on. We've got around 90 seconds to go. In this game, will the goalkeeper Jay Lynch come up? Not just yet. Not just yet for Jay Lynch to come up. And it's Daniel Batt to take the corner for Fleetwood. And Ciala's in there. That one's a poor one. Goes back to Battler from Vitinho's clearance. He puts the ball back in. It breaks towards the far post. And Fleetwood keep the ball in. And they move alive. They can. They've won a throw-in. The Liverpool goal has been chalked off for a foul in the build-up. Liverpool 0, Wolves 0. Throwing into the penalty area it goes. Flicked on. Burnley can now break. Twine gets the ball right for Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson trying to get the ball through for Teller is blocked. And Lynch there. Teller blocks Lynch off. And now here is Warrington. Gives the ball away. Burnley just coming forward. Jan-Berg Gudmundsson has got Teller one side. He's running through the middle. Jan-Berg Gudmundsson loses out with a fantastic chance from Toto and Ciala. Now Fleetwood are coming once again. Over on that far side is Josh Hill. Down the line it goes to Mendes Gomez. Mendes Gomez wins the throw-in for the Clarets. I think Gudmundsson's just been bumped there for a challenge a few moments ago, I think it was. But a yellow card's just been brandished anyway in the way of a Burnley player. Yes, it is Jan-Berg Gudmundsson who has got the yellow card. Confirmation there. Rooney will get a long throw into towards the penalty area. Last chance though now for Fleetwood. NCL tries to flick it on. Breaks for Villa. But there is a full-time whistle. And Burnley have booked their place in the quarterfinals. It's the first place in the quarterfinals for Burnley in 24 years. No, in 20 years, should I say. 2002, 2003 was the last time Burnley was in the quarterfinals to beat Fulham in that round, in the fifth round that stage. It comes to the end of last six before today ties for Burnley. They was eliminated in the fifth round of the FA Cup. But tonight, that all proved to be different. A goal from Connor Roberts in stoppage time. In the 90th minute, just as we were going into stoppage time, was the difference as Burnley have put their place in the quarterfinals with a 1-0 victory over Fleetwood Town. Fantastic goal. It was a deflected goal off his legs. It was a fantastic strike from Vitinho. But Burnley, Kings of Lancashire tonight, they're beating Fleetwood Town and take their place in the quarter-final draw and take their place as ball number 8 in the draw tonight after the win over Fleetwood. They'll be in the quarter-final draw. Ball number 8 for them. That'll be live. Hopefully, should be live later over on the main TC Hub and our partner channels at the conclusion potentially of Manchester United West Ham and the Sheffield United Tottenham game. But thank you very much for listening here. Fleetwood bow out of the FA Cup and the 5th round stage. It's Burnley who march on thanks to Connor Roberts. It's finished at the turf. Burnley 1, Fleetwood 0. And it's a good night from me. If you want more action, head over to the main commentary hub and our partner channels for the closing stages of Manchester United against West Ham United. From myself and the rest of the Commentary Hub team, thank you very much for listening. Goodbye.